I think it's recording. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. A little bit about Teamzy. It is a way to organize and track your prospects, your customers, and other consultants. It doesn't do the work for you. It's more just of a tracking system. Again, it does not send out any messages or any Facebook messages. It's a place for us to track our interactions with our prospects and customers. When you if you haven't already started using Teamzy, this is basically what it's going to look like when you do start. There's a great setup wizard, and we'll quickly go through that, and then I'll talk about how you can use it in your daily business. All right, so this is basically what your screen's going to look like. We'll go ahead and get started. There are videos throughout this. I'm not going to click on them today, but you can watch that on your own time. So the first part of the setup wizard is to set your income goal. I set mine at $65,000. That is the goal I need to personally reach when I can retire from my regular job. You can change this number today. You can change it anytime because this number might change. Now, Teamzy crunches the numbers with our Rodan & Fields compensation plan and says to accomplish this, you need to have a complete total 1,884 connects. Now, that's not an exact figure. They're just estimating. But I think that's pretty. Again, here's another video I'm going to watch. All right. This is what Teamzy recommends your daily goal should be. You're welcome to use theirs. I changed mine up a little bit, and I'll explain why. So they're saying that you should have this many connects with prospects, 942 a year. I think you should have a lot more than that, but this is based on what income I put in my goal. So 79 a month, 18 a week, 4 a day. If you've watched any Rodan & Fields training, you know that we preach the 5, 5, and 5. So I want to connect with 5 a day. Connects with customers. I personally, and again, you can set this up however you wish. I personally set this to 0 because there's going to be days where I don't connect with my customers. And I set up follow-up with my customers so I know when I need to connect with them. Connects with consultants, and I set this one to 0. You're welcome to change it however you wish, but I know when I need to talk to my consultants. The other part of the 555 is 5 daily invites and adding 5 people to your network each day. So 5 connects with prospects, 5 invites, and 5 daily ads. That's what works for me. You can change it. You can make it 10, 10, and 10. This 5, 5, and 5 doesn't take any time at all. The next portion of the setup wizard is talking about finding your why. When you first get in business, that's one of the first things you should do is talk about your why, write it down, post it somewhere, make a vision board. That'll keep you going when you're having a bad day, a bad week, or a bad month, and it does happen. We're not going to talk a lot about the why, but you can personalize all this. This is my personal why information. We're going to get to the guts of Teamzy here. We're not going to talk about it. Okay, now the import. I've been using Teamzy since November of 2016. So it's been a while since I've imported my contacts. They have a great video that shows you how to export your Facebook friends list into Teamzy. So I'm not really going to talk about that a whole lot. You can see there's a couple of videos here. Also, if you already have them in a spreadsheet or a CSV file, you can import them from there. That is basically setting up your goals. and importing your contacts. So when you first log in to your Teamzy, this is what your dashboard is going to look like. Here's the different pages on the left of Teamzy that we're going to talk about. So we're on the dashboard. It shows your daily activities. I'm going to start talking about the dailies, which is this. This does not necessarily have anything to do with your sales or your connects with customers, but it's a great way to make sure that you are being a product of the product, bettering yourself, and posting on social media. So every morning when I log in, I definitely wash my face every morning. And by the time I get to Teamzy, I've probably already posted on Facebook at least once. Okay, so if you are using your Teamzy daily and you skip a day or you forget, you can go into the calendar and change prior days. Today's April 1st, so I can go back into the 31st. You see I did my skincare, personal development, and social posts, and I can also click that I did my nighttime skincare. So this is not a make or break thing. I just think it's a good habit to get into. Now this information will help complete or compile this little spreadsheet or table down here at the bottom, what you've done in the last 30 days. Wow, I did a lot of personal development in the last month. Okay, back to the meat of the Teamzy. So when we set up those goals where we're going to connect with 5 people, invite 5 people, and add 5 people, that populates up here in today's activities. So I still have 5 left because I haven't connected with any of my prospects. I kind of skip over this customers and consultants. I have 5 invites left and 5 people to add. So when you import all your contacts, you do have the ability to rank them. And I apologize, I did not look up the ranking numbers. It's 1 through 5. 5 being, I believe that's every 30 days. 4, I believe, is every 2 months. 3, every 3 months. I cannot remember honestly what 2 is. And then 1, you're not going to contact them. I personally do not recommend that you go through your list and rank them right out of the gate. I feel like that's kind of a waste of your income producing time. So as they pop up in your Who's Up Next, you can rank them then. And then how often they're going to show up in your Who's Up Next. So Eric, I'm going to use him as an example. I would probably rank him more like a 3. And that's kind of a middle of the road. Oh, and he disappeared. That's okay. Excuse me. All right, so typically I will just reach out to the people that show up on my Who's Up Next list. If you, by chance, definitely don't want to connect with them, that's okay. You have the option to skip them for a week. They're going to pop back up in a week. Okay, so I'm going to start with Samantha. She was actually one of my PCs in the past. So doing our daily reach outs, we're going to log our conversations through Teamzy. So she has been a PC in the past again, so it's not going to be a new reach out. Samantha, she said she might be ready to try reverse in the future. Are you ready to get back on running a free eye cream with regimen purchase offer through April? Let me know. Okay, so we are basically just logging what we're sending to our prospects. So you're going to select how you did it. Am I going to send it through Facebook message, email, text, Snapchat, in person? Did I send them a greeting card? I'm going to send this through Facebook Messenger. So I personally, this is how I do my connects. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to toggle back over to Facebook. I'm really not going to send the message, but I'm going to go to Messenger. And I typically do Teamzy and Facebook on my phone. Well, that's not wanting to come up. So let's just act like this is Samantha. Then I'm just gonna paste it and send it. And then here we're gonna log a connect. Now, if it was a message or a time-sensitive message that I needed to get back with her in a certain amount of time, you can click how soon you want to follow up. Like if this sale was ending next week, I could say in 4 days, I want to connect with her again or check back with her. If you're also inviting to any kind of event, if you're inviting them to use the solutions tool, to a 3-way call, to a consultation or event, you would log that here, and that will count as one of your 5 invites. All right, so I'm going to log that connect and look up here. I've connected with 1 prospect. So you would do that all the way through your 5. I have 4 left, so I would just go down the line on who's next and connect with those people. Let's talk. Well, we already talked about invites. Adding people. So when you're adding people to your Facebook, or you run into someone at an event, just like we had an event last week, and I had some new prospects that one of my PCs brought, I would add them up here. There's a purple add button. You have the ability to add them as a prospect, a customer, or a consultant. Say they signed up that night, you can add them to your Teamzy as a customer. I'm going to add them as a prospect. I'm just making up names here. If you have their email address here, if you have their phone number, pretty self-explanatory, add the contact. When you do that, it's going to pull up their record, which looks a little bit like this. And it automatically, I have my default when I add prospects to my Teamzy to add them at a 3 ranking. That's kind of middle of the road. We're not reaching out to them every month, but we're keeping them in our funnel. So here's all the details about Julie Smith, her email, her phone, if I have her address, if I have her date of birth. Those are the important ones to me, is address, date of birth, phone number, and email. Any notes that you might want to keep track of here? Activity feed, we'll talk about that in just a second. When you do your connects in sales, that is what's going to show up in your activity feed. You can also set a default follow-up date here, and we can also do tags, which we'll talk about in just a second. All right, so back to my dashboard. So look, I added Julie from the party the other night, so I've added 1 person. Another great thing about adding people to your Teamzy, we add people on Facebook all the time. So you can go into your Facebook profile, click on your own profile and go to friends, and there's a tab on there that you can look at recently added. I feel like it's only within the last 2 weeks. But I feel like it's in the last 2 weeks. And you can add people from there. When I say from there, you can get the name and add them to Teamzy.
I have a question.
What's that?
I have a question. So you're saying that if we add somebody, like say if we add somebody on Facebook, you'll just go into the recently added friends on Facebook, but then you manually type it into Teamzy?
Correct.
Like Julie? Okay. Okay.
That's just where I get, because I don't remember who I added in the last couple of weeks on Facebook, unless you keep up with it daily, and as soon as you add someone on Facebook, you add it to your Teamzy. Maybe look in there once a week to make sure you didn't miss anybody, and then yes, manually enter them into Teamzy through the add
Okay, thank you.
person. Sure. Okay, so we did our connects, our invites, and our ads. So we're still on this who's up next. We're going to pretend that we did our 5 reach outs. The next tab is customers. Now, I personally don't use this column because I set up follow-up dates for all of my customers when they order. There's a consultants tab, and we'll talk a little bit more about consultants that show up on Teamzy in a minute. Now, to me, the most important tabs in this Who's Up Next is your prospects and your follow-ups. Did you see this one up here? That means there's someone I need to follow up with today, which is, to me, how people don't slip through the cracks. So it's telling me I need to follow up with Julie today. And if I look at her from here, I can see her activity. So it's telling me, let's see, in February, she bought a redefined active hydration serum bundle, gave her microdermabrasion paste tub at dinner. I can also look at her details, and I can look at her notes. I put, if I'm managing their account, I put their username and password in the notes. So let's talk about her activity real quick. This was a sale in February, so I'm needing to reach out to her and see if she's ready to order another redefine, how she's liking the active hydration, and I can log that connect from here. Facebook message. And then, again, you pick how you're going to send the information. If you're sending an email, I just copy this and then toggle over to my email, which I use Yahoo, and paste it in there and send. Easy peasy. Sorry, my dog is wanting to play. You can hear him squeaking his toys.
Yeah. Lisa was like, what is that?
Toby, he never plays with this, but now that I'm on the phone, he's trying to make some noise. Okay, so let's say I copied and pasted this into an email, and I want to check back with her. If I don't hear from her, I'm going to check back with her in a week if I didn't hear anything, because some people don't get their emails, whatever the case may be. So I'm putting follow up in a week. The other really cool tool in here that I honestly haven't used a lot is scripts. I'm going to go ahead and click on that just so you can see. You can browse through Facebook scripts. Again, I don't personally use these, but there's some good information in here. Connect with a customer, and you can hit copy, close, I should pretend, and paste. And obviously you would tweak this. You would say, Julie, and how are you enjoying the active hydration? I mean, it's basically what I sent. Okay, so we're gonna, I just emailed that to her. I'm gonna log that connect. So that's gonna go away. And then it's telling me on Thursday, I need to follow up with Samantha. On April 8th, follow up, there's that follow-up that I just made. So this allows you to put a follow-up date in there, and then you don't have to think about it again. I don't know where you're at in your business, but I have about close to 30 customers, and it's not impossible to keep track of that in my mind. But if it grows anymore, people are gonna fall through the cracks. So let's talk about when one of your prospects or customers has a sale. You can also search for your contacts at the search bar at the top. Let's do Amanda. She's one of my better customers. Let's say she ordered, we're going to click on sale. Sale type is not necessarily super important because I go in and edit it anyhow. So I'm going to put that she ordered a regimen, and I'm going to click save. That's automatically going to save it for today. If you go into activity feed, you can see here's the sale sold regimen today. So I'm going to personally open this, edit, excuse me, redefine regimen flash boost bundle. And let's say I was doing an eye cream with a bundle sale. Free eye cream. I also use Teamzy to make sure I'm sending out my thank yous, sending out any incentive or freebies that I promised. Free eye cream, need to send thank you and sample of what here. Now, if you had actually made this sale a week ago, you can go in and change the date. And I'll tell you in a second why that's so important. I think it has to do with follow-up. Let's say she ordered on the 26th. or on the 20th, and I forgot to put her order in, her next auto ship is going to be May 20th. So I feel like to keep current, you should put in the date of their sale. We're going to keep it today. Save. I'm going to exit out of that. Now, since I put in this sale today, I'm going to change her follow-up to tomorrow to make sure that I sent her thank you and her lip serum sample. The other thing I'm going to do when I do make a sale is tag them. We haven't talked about tags yet. I tag them with what product they use, what freebies I've sent them. So let's say she did the Redefine, and I probably have already made a tag with this. Redefine Lash Bundle, free eye cream. And the reason I do that is if there's ever another special for the Redefine Lash Bundle, I'm going to jump over to this real quick. If there's ever another special for that, look how many tags I have. Redefine Lash Bundle, and I click on it, it pulls up all my customers that are tagged with that. I can automatically go in here and connect with all 5 of these people. Hey, they're doing another special on the Redefine Lash Bundle, or it's been 2 months, they're getting ready to discontinue this offer. So the tags are extremely powerful. I didn't realize the power of them until I started using them. Also, I gave her a free eye cream. So let's go to the free eye cream tag. This is going to pull up anyone I've given and tagged with a free eye cream. So let's see, 6 months ago, I should check in with her and see if she's ready to add eye cream back to her order. Same thing with events. If people come to my BBL, or whoever came to my BBL, I'm going to tag them with BBL, and here they all pop up. You can do the same thing with samples. There's active hydration samples. I also tag each month's birthdays. I just wrote this list down so I can send birthday cards. Excuse me. So April birthday brings up all my customers. Now, not everybody in my network, just my customers that have April birthdays. I'm going to mail them a card, and I personally send this year a RNF headband. Let's see, what's another good tag? Oh, I think one of the most important ones, especially since there's 4 of us consultants that work together. And I'm not complete with this, but I'm just starting. I have started, like I have a cat tag. These are for prospects or prospects that she's working with closely or her customers. Now this is something that she would have to share with me, and it's not complete. But like when Courtney pops up in my, when Courtney pops up in my to reach out to, I'm going to see a cat tag on there, and I'm not going to reach out to her. I mean, I'll honestly already know that, but just like I have some for Wendy. I have Wendy's customers or prospects tagged in here. When they automatically come up in my reach out list, I'm not going to reach out to them. I'm mutual friends with both of these people, but they're her customers because we don't want to step on each other's toes. So the 4 of us need to make a list of our customers and share it with each other so we can tag each other. So events are real important. I did Christmas Cash last year, which was just a coupon for January. Let's see. That's pretty much it on tag. I mean, I have a ton of tags. If they have any kind of product or came to any kind of event or got a freebie from me, I tag all of my people. Within Teamzy, and I'm not going to get in too deep in this because this is just something you'll kind of learn on your own. You can look at the people that you recently added in the last 2 weeks. Here's that Julie that I just added. You can look at all your prospects, and you can sort them by last connected. Like these are the people that I've recently reached out to. Look at your customers, consultants. Okay, the thing about consultants in Teamzy, it's not super important, but it's another good way to track people. If they are my consultant, I click on consultant is their member type. They are personally sponsored, meaning they are my consultant. If they're another consultant under me, I would click on downline. And if they're just a consultant in general, I put them as fellow team. Let's see. Let's talk about, so we did sales, we talked about tags. We're also going to track our income. I don't know if everybody's doing this yet. Now it's going to show my personal information, so hope y'all don't mind. All right, so here's where we had put our yearly income goal. You can even change it from here. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Takes me back to the wizard. Get back to business. Okay, you could change it here. I'm not going to click on it. This is also where you put how many customers you would like to reach and how many consultants. These are high numbers, but you know, we should dream high. All right, so it's tracking my income for this year, and my goal is 65,000. Tracking my customers overall, not just this year, and I'm at 26, which would not be correct. And then consultants, which I know that is not absolutely correct. All right, so to reach this number, we're going to add income. And we're fixing to get our March commissions sometime in April. So we're just going to pretend that we already got it. Let's say I made $700. I'm going to track it for March and add income. So it shows your income. Now I can go in back to 2017 and it shows I tracked all my income. I made almost 7,000 last year. 16, 18. Now I can go and delete this. And this is really just for tracking purposes. If you're not interested in tracking it, then that's not that big a deal. Now there's some graphs and charts on here. We haven't really been utilizing that a lot, but the main thing is tracking your connects so you know what conversation you need to finish having with your prospects, tracking your customer sales so you know when to reach back out to them. I also, as soon as I put a sale in, let me get back to this. Back on Amanda, I put in to connect with her tomorrow to make sure I sent a thank you. So as soon as I send that thank you out, let's say today is the 2nd, and I sent my thank you out, I'm going to change her follow-up date. Since she ordered on April 1st, her next order will be due, let's just say around June 1st. So she's going to automatically get an email from them 12 days before. So I want to probably reach out to her around the 21st. So done. I don't have to think about it again. On the 21st, when I need to check in with her about her replenishment order, I don't have to check my pulse. Which I do anyway, but it's going to pop up on my dashboard that I need to follow up with her, and I'll be able to see her activity feed. Oh, because she bought a redefined lash boost bundle on April 1st. I need to check and see if she's ready to reorder. I feel like that's basically it. Let's talk about team report real quick. This is when, as we add more people to Teamzy, I need to invite Catherine again because you're still on Teamzy, right?
Yeah.
You can invite people to kind of be accountability partners so we can kind of maybe even be a little bit competitive and we can see each other's stats. Now this is showing today's. If you look up here, it's showing just today, April 1st. You can change this to this week. Oh, look, it says I was kind of slacking. I guess that's what that means. This month, oh yeah, I was slacking. Well, this is April 1st to the 30th. You can look at last month. And it shows all of your connects for March 1st through the 30th, your follow-ups, your invites, which that is completely inaccurate. Your dailies, which is the AM, PM, washing your face, reach out, sorry, not reach outs, personal development, and look at the year. I'm not gonna lie, I have not been extremely consistent on Teamzy, but Catherine and I have been talking about using it more, because I'm not gonna lie, when I'm using Teamzy every day, my numbers are up. Now, I personally, everybody can be a little bit different. I personally log into Teamzy first thing in the morning. I do my reach outs, which this could be at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. So I type in my connects. I'll just do an example real quick. Let's just say I'm going to send these all Facebook message, and I'm just going to make this up. This might not be what I said. Oh. All right, I'm going to copy this. It's a Facebook message. I'm going to log connect. I'm going to go into my email. Again, this is what works for me. Sorry, I should have had this pulled up before. And the reason I'm doing this email is because, let's just say it's 6 a.m. No one wants to get a Facebook message at 6 in the morning. I feel like people are more responsive to Facebook messages or emails or whatever the case may be, more in the evening. But I don't know about y'all, but I'm busy cooking dinner, going to softball practice, tired from the day, and I don't feel like doing my reach out. So this way, I'm going to put her name so I remember who it was. Her last name. I know it's Holly W. Okay, so I'm going to go on to the next one, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to change it to Christian. Copy. This is an invite I didn't do on that other one. Log connect. Back to my email that I created. Bam. I'm going to do that for 5 people, or however many I want to. It takes minutes, you guys, minutes to do these. You can sit there and do 10 or 15 in a matter of minutes. And then I send this email to myself, and later that night, or whenever I'm ready to actually send the reach outs, I just open up my email, copy it, paste it into Facebook Messenger, and done. That way I don't get out of it. Can you think of anything else, Catherine?
No, not really.
Did I go through that too fast?
No, I don't think so at all.
All right. When I first started with Rodan & Fields in October of 2016, I was using a binder with papers, one sheet of paper for each customer, and then I had another several sheets, you know, for each month, and I was tracking my people that way. I stumbled across Teamzy on Facebook, and at the time they, or actually they created it for Beachbody consultants, and then they had just launched the Teamzy for Rodan & Fields, and so I jumped on and tried it for free. You do get a 30-day free trial. And I mean, there is a cost with it if you're not already using Teamzy. I think it's $30 a month now. I'm telling you, if you use it daily, it is so worth it, you guys. I mean, tracking people on paper or tracking people on Messenger is next to impossible, and people are going to fall through the cracks. And honestly, you'll get out of Teamzy what you put into it. If you use the follow-up dates, if you use the tags, this can be an incredibly powerful tool. So I love it, and I swear by it. And there's probably even more, more we can use with it that I'm not aware of. So I guess if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to me, text, call, Facebook message, and Catherine's really good with Teamzy too. So if you feel, ask Catherine or I any questions you have about it.
And I think we're going to send out some more team information about this and using that team report tab and offer incentives and stuff for the team so we can get to using this and actually reaching out and keeping track of
That'd be awesome.
who we're reaching out to. So we're going to use that team report and start having a competition kind of thing.
That would be so fun. So if you're already using Teamzy, I believe you go to sharing options, because I think you can set it up where you don't share. Let's see. It says I'm sharing with Catherine, but I don't see yours on there.
Wonder if mine's sharing with you.
I don't see your oh, I see what you're saying. But if you want to see a teammate's information, and you can request here, you put their email in and invite, and I think they have to accept it.
Yes.
But we can work on that later. But yeah, I think that's a great idea, because like I said earlier, this is so powerful, and it kind of forces you to reach out to people that you might not, be thinking of reaching out to. I wouldn't have, I'm going to be honest, 1, 2, 3, I would not have just reached out to these 5 people if they hadn't popped up in my Teamzy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then, the other thing, if you watch any Teamzy videos, it's not all about going in for the sale that very first reach out. Like definitely these 4. I mean, this is a cousin of mine that I haven't talked to in a while. Look, I've never reached out to her. There's still people in my network that I have not reached out to. And then scrapbooking friend, and then these are my ex-in-laws. I'm not gonna just write to Megan, are you interested in Rodan and Fields? I mean, you want to create that relationship. Check in with them, ask them how they're doing, because they're going to return the question. Oh, I see you. What have you been up to? Oh, I've been working my business. So it's not necessarily go in for the sale the very first reach out. It's about building relationships.
And then it's easier to go back once they ask you, like, what have you been up to? And you're saying, oh, I've been, working my business. It's easier to go back and say, hey, we're running a sale. That business I was talking about, we're running a sale.
Exactly.
Instead of just going in to be like, hey, will you buy something?
Right. And this is kind of Teamzy, kind of not related. I have a personal, I call it a VIP group with people that have shown any interest in Rodan and Fields, either the business or the product. And I don't just add people to that group. I ask them. Of course, I put that information in Teamzy too. But again, it goes back to building relationships. You don't want to just spam them or just add them to a group without asking their permission first. And, tracking that in Teamzy is a great way to, I'm losing my train of thought. Track that relationship. Are they ready to be added to the group? How many times have I connected with them? Have they asked me, about my business? They asked about the skincare. So anyway, it's a great way to track, because you can look at all their activity. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, that was good.
All right. Well, I will post the video on the team page, and I'll probably try and do this again and not jump all over the place. But again, if there's any questions, feel free to reach out to Catherine or I. We're both using it pretty, I would say, regularly, and we both want to be more consistent with it because it is extremely powerful.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's, I guess, all we got for today.